Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and before I start this video, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who has joined Project Handbrake. I mean, about a week ago, we only had about 7 members and was ranked about 5,000th as a club in the leaderboard rankings. And look at us now, we've got over 600 members and we're ranked in the top 100. It is absolutely amazing, and I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining this club. Let's try to make this one of the biggest clubs possible in Forza Horizon 3, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys. Okay, so let's get into this video, and yes, I know that the Dodge Dart is the fastest drag car in Forza Horizon 3. There's absolutely no denying it, and I'm not claiming that I was the one who found it. I didn't have the answer because I didn't, but everyone knows that this is the fastest drag car out there. So then you might be asking, why am I making this video then? Well, I believe I have a genuine 19.1 second Dodge Dart tune for me to share with you guys, and I will also show it in a 1 mile drag race, because I have seen many videos that have claimed that they've got a 19.1 second tune, but I have tried it and I was not successful. Now that could be because I am very bad with other people's tune, but I just didn't have any luck to be able to get 19.1 seconds. And not only that, it doesn't really help when no one shows the gameplay other than them testing it out on an airstrip, crossing the speed trap at 271 miles per hour, because in all honesty, anyone with a reasonable Dodge Dart tune and gear ratios wide enough can reach a 271 mile per hour speed trap at the airstrip. But that really doesn't say too much about the tune being a 19.1 second 1 mile drag car. So I hope in this video you guys will be able to enjoy this 19.1 second build, and let's get into the modifications. Alright, so the first thing you guys want to do is obviously purchase the Dodge Dart. Now I've already bought the Dodge Dart, so I'm just going to go through my cars, and this one right here is already pre-modified, but I'm going to show you guys every mod that you guys need to put onto your Dodge Dart to be able to make this a 19.1 second car. So alright, I'm already in this Dodge Dart, so let's get into upgrades, custom upgrades. Now the first thing you guys want to do is go to the conversion area and you want to do an engine swap. Now you want to swap this to the 6.5 litre V12. Now I know many of you guys are saying, well, you've just ruined this muscle car. Now unfortunately, if you want to be the fastest 1 mile drag racer in Forza Horizon 3, you got to add some Italian mustard into your American muscle car. A V8 like this would not be sufficient enough, and neither would this 8.4 litre V10. That's just how it is, unfortunately, guys. And then with the drivetrain, you want to be changing it to all-wheel drive as well. This will help you launch the car a lot better, less wheel spin, and it will just help you achieve the fastest time possible. And then after that, you want to add the twin turbos. This will give you the most amount of power available. So then after that, you want to move back to the engine, and you pretty much want to fully max out your car here. So everything should be in race modifications. Go through race engine block, pistons, race, twin turbos, race twin turbos, and then the intercooler. This should bring your car up to 1515 horsepower if I'm not mistaken, because that's all the power modifications that is available for us to maximize. So then after that, you want to move into platform and handling. Brakes, you want to change them to race brakes simply because it makes the car slightly lighter. And then the springs, now you want to change them to race springs because we have to adjust them later on. And then with the anti-roll bars, everything needs to be in race. Now the roll cage is very important, guys. I can't stress this enough. Without the roll cage, you cannot achieve the fastest 0 to 60 time or 0 to 100 mile per hour time without the roll cage. So any tune you see without the roll cage, it's absolute bogus. You cannot get a 19.1 second drag without a roll cage, simply because this reduces flex on the car, and this can help the car launch better by reducing the amount of flex. And then after that, we've got weight reduction, put it to the absolute max. And then the drivetrain, everything should be race again. Transmission, driveline, and the differential. Now these will be very important when it comes to tuning afterwards. And then we move on to the tires and rims. With the tire compound, obviously you want race tires to give you the most amount of grip as possible, along with both the front and rear tires to be the absolute widest. Now in terms of the rims, I chose the one that was exactly the same as my Jaguar D-Type top speed build, and I think these look pretty cool on this. And not only that, they are the lightest rims possible, so that's why I chose these rims as well. And then after that, there's one more thing you guys want to do, and that is head over to aero and appearance, and you want to move all the way to the hood and choose whichever one you want. I simply went with this one because it looks so much cooler than this big whale horn or whatever it's called. Whale scoop. But yeah, not only that, it makes the car slightly lighter as well, so that's why you want to choose it. The whole objective is to make the car as light as possible by adding all these aero parts and customization to the car. So that's pretty much it for the modifications for the Dodge Dart. Now let's move on to the tuning. Right, so I'm in the tuning section now of our Dodge Dart drag build, and the first thing you guys will see are the tires. Now with the front tires, you want the tire pressure at the front to be relatively the same as stock at 30.5 psi, but the rear tires, you want it to be as low as possible at 15 psi. This is simply because the lower pressure tires we have, the better grip we'll get at launch. And the reason why we're only doing it to the rear tires is because later on you'll see we're going to change this all-wheel drive car so that it's slightly biased to the rear, hence giving us the best launch possible. And then we move on to the gears. Now having 3 gears is the most optimal amount of gears for doing a 19.1 second on a 1 mile drag strip, simply because if you have 1 gear, you'll reach the top speed but acceleration will fall. But if you have too many gears, acceleration will be very quick, but you lose the top speed simply because you're having to shift too many times. So having 3 gears is simply getting the best of both worlds, and these are the gear ratios that I have chosen or I have experimented with that have given me the best possible result. And then we move on to alignment. Everything is simply left untouched. You can change the front caster if you want, that's not really going to make much of a difference. And then with the anti-roll bars, you want them both front and rear to be as stiff as possible to reduce the amount of body roll, even though it's not going to make that much of a difference, but you definitely want them to be the stiffest. And then with the springs, now springs, you want them to be soft and the ride height to be relatively quite high. This is so that the car's weight can transfer when you're accelerating, hence giving us the best launch possible with the car, allowing the momentum's car to shift from front to back, helping the car somewhat rocket up towards the air. So that's why you want the springs to be set up that way. With the damping, these are the damping settings that I have chosen. It's not much to really talk about because this deals more about the car's oversteer and understeer, so not really going to explain too much of that. Aero, we have none. Brakes, we're not braking at all, so who gives a shit. And then with the differential, you want both the front and rear acceleration to be at 100% with 0% deceleration. And then with the balance, as I was saying previously, now this ties back with the tires, you want the balance to be 75%, giving the rear wheels a little bit more torque to allow for the absolute best launch possible. Alright, so you guys got all that. Now I'm going to show you guys some gameplay of this Dodge Dart tune achieving 19.1 seconds. Okay, now that we have exited our car festival, I would actually do this drag race online, but there doesn't seem to be many people that like drag racing in Forza Horizon 3, unfortunately. Every time I start up a drag lobby, it just seems to get rejected and I end up being very disappointed. So there's actually another way to do this, and that's if you press the start button and go all the way to Rivals and then click on Festival Route Rivals and then click Outback, and then you've got right here the exact same 1 mile drag race as the one online. So if you click that, go to S2998, and if you press the Y button, you can see the leaderboards of the absolute fastest guys in the world with the Dodge Dart Hemi drag tune. Now, I'm not claiming that I have the fastest drag tune, but I do claim that I have a legit 19.1 second tune. But these PTNE guys, I have no idea how these guys are getting 19 seconds flat, and these are the fastest guys around. So if you just have a look, they seem to be just sharing their tunes to themselves. And then there's yours truly, Ericship, at 19.119. Now you can see at 19.119 it just goes straight up to 19.152. These are the only times that essentially you can achieve, and then the next one will be at 19.186, so you can't get a 19.172 or any times in between, because that's just how the Forza Horizon timer works, unfortunately. So there we go, I'm ranked 12th right now. Hopefully after this video there'll be a lot more of you guys on this leaderboard, because there's only 965 players on here. I'm assuming not many people know about this, so I might just do a quick video to show everyone how to do a 1 mile drag race all by themselves, so you can fine tune your Dodge Dart drag tune. So nonetheless, I'm going to go through some gameplay, tell you guys the reality of how easy or difficult it is to consistently achieve 19.1 seconds. Now I must admit, to achieve 19.1 seconds, it is very difficult. It requires a lot of skill, patience and practice as well, because the most important thing about the 1 mile drag race, particularly to reach the fastest time possible, is the launch. If you can't launch it right and get a lot of wheel spin, or you're not producing enough power so you end up bogging, you're not going to get 19.1 seconds. And that's the most critical part, as I'll show you here what happens if I wheel spin it a lot. See, here I wheel spin a lot. I'm still going to cross the line at 271 miles per hour. That's not an issue. But the problem is, as you can see, the Ghost that does faster than 19.1 seconds, I'm already pretty far behind. And this was a very bad launch already. And the time that I get is 19.3 seconds, which will still trump many people online with that amount of wheel spin. So I'm going to show the run again. Hopefully this doesn't look like I'm just taking one run and then changing it multiple times, because I haven't. But anyways, to launch this car properly, it's very difficult, and quite difficult to explain as well. I don't know how I can really explain this. What you want to really be doing is revving the car to about 5,000 RPM, which is about 25% of your finger throttle, because I use a controller, pushing it down, and then as the timer goes down, you want to lift off slightly and then push down a little bit harder to about 50%, so that your car can get that wheel hop and then gain full grip. And then once it gains full grip, that's when you fully accelerate. You do not hesitate at all, because the car's already gained maximum grip, and that's when you fully accelerate at launch, giving you the best possible time. It's not easy, it's very hard. Anyone who says this is a 19.1 tune, it's not just the car. A lot of it also relies on yourself, but if both the car and yourself can harmonize together, you can definitely achieve 19.1 seconds. Anyways, I hope this video was very helpful for you guys. I thank you guys so much for all the support I'm getting on my channel, which is why I'm trying my best to give it all back to you guys as well, with some of the best tunes that I could possibly have. I spent hours upon hours on this, trying to figure out how I could get 19.1 seconds, and this was the best I could do. Feel free to use this tune for anything else or any changes you want to make to it. And for those who can't really be bothered actually tuning this car, I'm going to put this tune up onto the storefront. All you got to do is type in Ericship as the creator, and the tune should say 19.1 seconds, and the description should say YouTube video by Ericship 111. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you want to see more Forza Horizon 3 content, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.